All right, summer hanging on, still a little sticky out there.
Yeah, we're in those transitional months. It's a little bit mild out there, a little bit muggy. We've got temperatures across the board right around that 60-degree mark. However, south side is actually the cool spot this morning. 55 for Martinsville, 56 for South Boston. Danville, Alta Vista at 57. A couple of spots along the Blue Ridge in the upper 50s, but overall, a lot of us are right around that 60 to 63-degree mark. Hiking forecast for the rest of this morning looks good to go. On the drier side, we are starting off partly to mostly cloudy out there. We'll continue to see those conditions over the course of the day. And then afternoon high temperatures will be between about 79 and 86 degrees for your Tuesday. Now, with that said, the overall setup is a little bit potent, or a little bit on the potent side. We've got an area of low pressure down or up to our north and west, and an area of high pressure down to our south and east. What that is doing is bringing in winds out of the south and west, and that is supplying some moisture and some warmth to the area. So we'll see some storms and some showers later on today, and then way out there to our west is our next frontal system that's going to be moving across the region later this week. So we've got a couple rounds of rain headed our way for today. We've got a level 1 out of 5 marginal risk in place for the Roanoke Valley, the Lynchburg area, and about half of the highlands, I would say, right along the 460 corridor towards the north. And east of US 220 is where we're expecting maybe some strong to severe storms later on this afternoon. Here's a look at futurecast. Once we get to the middle of the day, that's when those isolated to scattered rain showers begin. So if you want to take advantage of some of the drier conditions, I would urge you to do so before we get to lunch hour. We'll turn a little bit partly cloudy, maybe a little bit of sunshine in there, which will increase our instability, increase the amount of energy that the atmosphere will have to work with. Remember, the warmer the temperatures, the more energy there will be out there. By 3 p.m., maybe a couple of strong to severe storms continuing to push off into, say, the Hill City by about 5 o'clock, and then once we get to about 6, 7, 8 o'clock, that's when the activity starts to die down. Just a handful of showers still out and about. This is just the first day of our increasing rain odds. As we go into Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, our rain chances continue to increase. I would say there's an emphasis on Thursday because that's when our front will be pushing through, and then we'll actually have another front that builds in from the south and west looking to take over for parts of our Friday. So Thursday and Friday will likely battle it out to be the wettest days of this week. As for tomorrow, areas along the I-81 corridor towards the north and west in that level 1 out of 5 marginal risk, and then the exact opposite. Most of southwest and central Virginia, south and east of the I-81 corridor, will be in that level 1 out of 5 risk for our Thursday. So again, emphasis on Thursday of this week. That's when we're tracking the potential for some strong to severe storms. It's more of a widespread coverage of rain as well. Rainfall forecast through the end of the week, anywhere from about 1/4 of an inch all the way up to 1.5 inches. I do think some localized and isolated areas will see closer to maybe 2-3 inches of rain, just dependent on where some of those heavier pockets of rain develop. And then the tropics are still active. We're now watching 2 areas with more than 50% chances of odds of developing. You see this one here. This one looks fairly healthy, that cluster of cells and thunderstorms. Same thing for this one out in the central Atlantic. So going to have to keep a close eye on both of those areas as the National Hurricane Center will provide us with updates every couple of hours for the next several days. On your 7-day forecast, temperatures continuing to decline thanks to an increase in cloud cover and rain chances.